Last time, I have a legal right. My lawyer here, Captain Albert Martinez, was here. So what's the situation?
I'm sorry, you were expecting this?
Well, because I was harassed before. So I'm just yes. So I just want to know why are you guys here now? What's going on? Because it's not unattended. My lawyer told me that I have a cease and desist order for you guys
Cease order for what?
for being harassed by Albert Torres. So all of a sudden, all of this, yes. So I'm just curious why all of you guys are here. What's going on? Why is he driving up here for me just sitting here?
We're not here for particularly you.
But you guys are just pulled up here. You guys approach me. It looks like you got two people here. It looks like you guys are about to. There's
let me go over what just happened, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I began walking through the park.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
And I simply asked, "Is this stuff yours?"
It is.
Okay. So why do you think I'm targeting you?
Because he's got his gloves. He's coming here, and he's coming. They look like they're about to approach me to do something. That's why.
No, they're my partners. They're just simply following where I'm going.
No, well, it looks like it to me. I don't know.
I just want to be sure that you understand what's going on here.
Oh, okay. So
okay. Now, is it okay if I talk?
What's going on?
Okay. And I do appreciate you trying to give me some background, and you're explaining. You said you're feeling harassed.
Yes.
All right. Now that I told you what I told you, all right. Do you understand why we're here now?
You just came up to approach me. That's what it looks like. I'm just telling you now. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
He just drove up on the grass. You just came up. I seen you drive here, and I'm just sitting here minding my business.
And you're worried that we're here for you.
Yes, that's what I'm worried.
Why do you think we'd be here for
because last time, Captain Albert Torres of the Park Rangers had his hand on his gun. He came here very aggressively.
He had a hand on his gun?
Yes, he did. And I saw on YouTube, he had his hand on his gun, coming to me, talking about, I can't be here, I can't store my stuff, and things like that. And I was during daytime, regular hours. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I'm very upset. I'm getting very nervous because all you guys are here. Why? I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not doing anything. I'm just curious why.
You're the one asking me questions. I'm simply here to answer your questions.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see why you.
I have a reason to. I have a reason to because it's been going on for some time. So that's why. Yes, it's been going on for some time for me just to sit in the park, and it's the park rangers, police, everybody has been coming up and harassing me. That's why I have a lawyer now. That's why this is not just it's coming out of the blue. You guys are coming up on me. I don't know why.
Sir, let me just. You're asking me questions,
and
then you're saying I'm harassing you.
Right, because you just come up on me. That's why.
Because I'm walking through the park, and you continually ask me questions.
Right. Oh, so you're not coming for me?
No.
Okay.
Now is it okay if I talk?
All right.
All right. So we're here today because we have what is called a service request. Okay. They stated that there are items here that aren't supposed to be here. All right. And they're called bulky items. Do you know what a bulky item is?
I'm aware of that.
Okay. No. So a bulky item is any item. You can't really see it. You know the green trash container?
Exactly.
There's one down there. Anything bigger than that is not allowed to be in the park. Okay? It's considered, otherwise you would need a permit to have it in the park. Okay?
Now, who had made this service request? Because I've been here for several times, even when Captain Martinez was here, I had that same bulky item. And that item there, he didn't do anything. So all of a sudden, this
is a bulky item?
No, this is not, because it's on...
But you agree that this is bigger than trash container?
It's the same height, because only thing is it's on the wheel.
Would all of this stuff fit into a green trash container?
It would probably would, yes.
Probably would?
Yeah, but I'm not here to nitpick on that. But I'm not here to nitpick on it. You guys just came up on me. That's again. It's not. If you were just going to walk through the park, it wouldn't take 3 people. Let me finish, because you guys keep jumping up, saying this conversation. You guys came to me. I didn't come to your car and bother you. I did not come to your office, come to you saying I had bulky items and all of this kind of stuff. I have been here for over 11 years. And every time I've came here, there's always some reason. Like, for example, that employee there is somehow mysteriously here talking about a service request. What Where did this service request come from? Where did it originate from? Probably, chances are, from George Yu or someone that has had some inner workings with you, because you guys are all in communication with each other.
All right, sir. Can you see where it seems like you feel like everybody's against you right now?
Yes, sir, I can, because I have reason to. I have reason to believe that.
I understand, but do you understand? There's also a point where it might be. I might suspect it may be paranoia.
Well, I understand that if you haven't been unhoused and keep constantly getting harassed, yes, it does seem like that. But, however, the fact still remains, it doesn't mean just because someone feels that they are paranoid, doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay. Okay, and then that's why I'm simply, if it's okay with you, if I can get more information.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the information. Since I've been here 11 years, so you can understand it and everyone understands, I have been accosted, harassed constantly from first, before you guys were here, the police. Secondly, here comes the Business Improvement District employees. Thirdly, then it is with George Yu. When George Yu comes, he usually contacts you guys to come in and do his harassment.
Do you know him?
Yeah. So the fact of the matter is that no matter how this conversation is twisting or ending, here is the situation. You guys would not be here if you guys would not have 3 officers coming here to bother me about some darn bulky items. Because why is it that Captain Albert Torres, when he came with those same items, he had not a question about it? He just stated that I can't stay here after hours in the park. Now today, here comes some service request. Why all of a sudden is a service request? This is what I consider harassment. It may seem paranoia to you, but this is a long line of harassing activity that has gone on from your staff, LAPD, the Business Improvement District, as well as the police. So now, I just don't find that. I find that really disingenuous to believe all of a sudden you guys come up because it's a service request. It's calculated. I see you guys at the Business Improvement District meetings. I saw you guys, your staff there. So there is no way that you can just say that this is just a haphazard, falling line kind of thing. You just randomly picked me out of the hat. I don't believe that. Because you haven't picked on any other unhoused person down the street. You haven't picked on and told them that they had a bulky items. You haven't ran out anybody else. You've always singled out, and you've always came to me. And then when I communicate with this issue with you guys, then you guys like to pretend that I'm becoming overly aggressive. If you're continually beleaguered and harassed and harangued by people, you're not being paranoid. You have justifiable reason to be annoyed and harassed, feeling that that's harassment. Now do you understand when you come in, when you say I have bulky items and all of that thing, right? That's just a subterfuge. Because why would someone just tell you that I have big bulky items? Many housing people have that. They told me initially that as long as it's not unintended, that you stay with it, and now it's not unintended. It's always some kind of twist that you guys keep trying to come up with.
Are you finished?
Yes, I am now.
Okay. So first of all right. Again, and I explained this before, so I hope you listen to me this time. I was walking up here, okay? Mm-hmm. I noticed your stuff, okay? I explained to you what bulky items are, and I simply asked you, is that your stuff? Mm-hmm. Okay?
Right.
Does that seem like harassment?
Well, first of all, you just said you had a service request.
Yes.
That right there negates the situation. Negates the situation. Negates means it contradicts what you just said. Because you came up, what it means contradicts, it goes against what you just said. Because you just walked up, you just said you had a service request. If you had a service request, then you knew that I was here, then you were coming for me. It wasn't that you just come and just haphazardly just decide, hey, let me go and just drive up and just walk through the park. No. There was another park ranger that did this very same thing, and he walked past. He had no conversation with me about some bulky items. He had nothing of the sort. He filled out some signs over there. He scoped here. He sat around for several minutes, and so he never had that issue. All of a sudden, now that there's an issue that lies into being this way.
Are you already finished?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So again, it seems like you don't really understand what service request means. Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, somebody said there are what are called bulky items in the park. Okay. and now you know what a bulky item is, correct? So they asked, hey, can you please go to the park and remove bulky items?
Now the question is, who made that request?
I don't have that information.
Okay, well, we'll find that out. We'll find that out because I know that you guys know because you guys are in communication with each other. But that's a different conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to, all right, because I want to explain to you, you know, that this isn't harassment because you keep accusing me of harassment.
Well,
right?
It is harassment. I just explained why. I just explained 3 times. This is why, because you constantly keep evading the issue. There is no reason for you guys to keep coming up here and pretending that you guys are not in communication with each other. You guys are in communication. You have had met with George U. You guys have met with the LAPD. You have met with the park. You have all are in communication and know who I am. There is no way that you not know that, and your supervisor, Captain Albert Torres, has communicated with you because I've seen you up here a couple of times when you were making another sweep and you guys had ran me out again. So this is not like you guys are not, this is like a haphazard thing. It is very deliberate and it's very concentrated. It's just pretending that it's not. And then when I confronted or the situation, you guys twisted to say that I am paranoid.
Are you done?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. So this time, let me continue talking until I'm done talking.
Okay, continue.
Is that okay?
Okay, please.
All right. So again, I'm going to start from the beginning. Okay.
Right.
And again, we have what is called a service request.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm only here because you keep asking me questions and I keep clarifying for you. Okay. But again, I was walking up in the park. We're here for, you remember, bulky items. I saw what was next to you, all right? Could that be considered a bulky item? Whether or not you believe it's, I'm trained in the law, and I can understand if that's a bulky item. I asked, is that yours? And after that point, you continually ask me questions. Meanwhile, while you're asking me questions, you're accusing me of harassing.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That is actually correct.
Now, you don't see how that can lead someone to believe that this is paranoia?
No, you don't see how that, after explaining to you my encounters with your office and police officers, you keep twisting the issue and trying to say that I am paranoid. That's not paranoia. That is basically based on experience. That's why I'm trying to tell you. And I listen to. I finished now. I've sat here while you had spoken, and I've listened to you calmly. I've explained to you in great detail of the many multiple instances when you guys show up with different reasons or different harassment tactics. And then when I explain this to you, you finish and say this: I just showed up for a service request. I didn't know it was you. We didn't have a conversation about you. I don't know who you are. And then I just walked up and asked you this stuff, and I was just minding my business, and you got a bulky request, and I'm not harassing you. That's what it sounds like to me. And then when I tell you these issues, then you twist it and say that you can see that I'm paranoid. That's not paranoia. That's a reasonable suspicion anytime I see people of authority that continues to encounter me. From park rangers, LAPD, business improvement district employees, and anybody that has any kind of conversation with George U. They've always been used, and I have been to the last meeting. You guys are all in communication with each other. There is no way that you guys just come up to the Alpine Recreation Center without knowing that there has been a conversation about who I am. I've seen the emails. The reporter has made multiple news reports about different conversations between Captain Albert Torres, Elizabeth Ortega, Kia Strozer, Ricardo Flores, and every other individual that has been involved in this kind of this cabal that you guys have. So when you guys come up and when I tell you that I'm suspicious and I act on guard, that's not paranoia. That's reasonable suspicion when I see three, not one, three park rangers.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay, I've already explained to you twice, so this is the third time I'm explaining to you.
Mm-hmm.
These are my partners.
Mm-hmm.
My partners follow me.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, myself, 2 partners, there are 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was interesting.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Now again, I'm only here because I'm answering your questions and I'm investigating whether or not this is a bulky item. Okay? Your chair, you're sitting here, I don't know if it's yours, but that could be considered a bulky item.
That's parks.
Oh, it belongs to the park?
Yes, because all of these chairs belong to the park because there are no benches.
Okay. Now, if I can finish. So simply, I'm trying to find out what the situation is. You've accused me multiple times of knowing information I don't know. You're accusing me of being here when I wasn't. All right, and you're accusing me.
You were here on the time. You were here.
I'm not done. Okay. So several times you continually attack me. Okay. You keep accusing me of things that are not happening, which leads me to believe this is paranormal.
Okay. So let me clarify the time that you was here. You were here with 13 other park rangers. The time there was a request when the employee was harassed by another unhoused individual that used to sleep there. On the day in question, that when you guys showed up, you guys came and swept the entire park. You removed me. You removed another unhoused person, and you removed anybody that was sitting here. You told me while you had at the time I had more things than I had room for, to remove all of my things out of the park because they had made a request for us. So that is not true that you haven't been here. I've recognized you, and you had more employees here with you. You guys made a major sweep. You had went in and knocked on the door for plastic, but you asked me to finish. I listened to you.
I just had one little question,
yes.
If you don't mind. So, how many times was I here?
You were here at least another time. You were here walking through the park, and you walked from there to the other end because of something else. But that was at least twice.
So I've been here at least twice.
At least twice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead with what you were saying.
At least twice. So, but that particular time, I've had interaction with you because you came up on me and spoke to me.
Okay. Again, because you accused me before of being here multiple times.
Yes, more than once.
Now you're saying twice.
But multiple means more than once. Multiple means more than once.
And also, you said I swept everybody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And now,
but you came to me first, yeah.
And then you said I simply asked you a question last time I was here.
Yes.
So, okay, continue.
Yeah. So the point that I'm making is the conversation has always been that you stated that you don't know who I am. And that argument, what I just refuted, was that you have known me because you came up on me before. And now you're again here because of a service request, of a bulky items request. Now, this again, and you mysteriously don't know where this bulky item request come from. That's bizarre because of the way you guys are in communication. If your supervisor is Captain Albert Torres, there's no way that he stated that he did not tell you that this was going on, or that he did not have a conversation with you. That's very difficult to believe. And it's very difficult to believe when I was at the meeting, a business improvement district meeting, and I'm seeing your employees sitting there having a meal while he's going full court in a full session about the challenges of Chinatown, that you guys have not had some kind of conversation. There's no way that this is not, I find that very disingenuous, unless he sets you guys up to pretend that he's just doing this randomly.
So are you sure or are you not sure if we had a conversation about you?
I am sure that you guys had a conversation because I was there and I made a remark to George Yu. And it's on. And if you think I'm lying, all you got to do is all public. Go on YouTube. You'll see me going at with George Yu, and you will see your park rangers sitting there eating.
But you keep pointing at me.
You're a park ranger. You represent. You are a park ranger. You are a park ranger. You represent the obvious.
Obviously, you're not saying me. You're saying park rangers.
Yeah, exactly. You are park rangers. You are part of the.
Being more descriptive now, because before you're saying me, and I don't really understand what you're talking about.
Well, right? I'm telling you what I'm telling you about. Okay, I've been saying it like 3 times and I've said it generally 3 different times. The LAPD has been here. The park rangers have been here. Okay. I've said this at least 3 times. This is the 4th time. And you keep saying that I was paranoid. And then I've broken it down to you, itemized, point by point. And then you kept saying that it sounds like I'm paranoid. This is why I'm saying that when I was there, this is not true. Captain Albert Torres himself with 2 other, park rangers, drove up on the park. He came with his hand on his gun. And I went to great detail telling you this. He came and invaded my space, and I told him he made me uncomfortable. He kept staying there, and he kept being very aggressive. I have it on YouTube. If you don't believe me, I have no reason to lie. It is all on YouTube. I have stated very clearly that I am not unattended. It is none of the things are unattended. That was what he was trying to say. I said my lawyer has clearly stated there has a cease and desist order for stop harassing me for the constant, reasonable suspicion of harass, anger, annoy, and aggressive manner that park rangers can attend that do. So now that you're clear on that, this is why when you keep saying this is a bulky item, this is on wheels. This is not 60 pounds where things are that it's like bulky in the respect of that they can't move or anything. If they had asked me to move my things, I've been in this park long enough. I know if they're got to clean something, I move. So there's no reason for you to be here, but unless you were deliberately contacted by Albert Torres or George Yu.
Is it okay if I can?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So where did you get 60 pounds from? Because we never discussed 60 pounds.
60 gallons. That's a misnomer.
Okay.
But that's beside the point. We can itemize and nitpick the point. The point still remains that I am not paranoid. When when the last park ranger came here, it was one, and he came and had a lengthy conversation with me. No time did they have to follow him. That one jumped out of the car with him on the grass. He drove up Saturday. He drove up on the side of the hill over there. He walked through the park at least 4 times. He walked through, he observed, and he thought, and he's saying, I had the same stuff here. There was nothing changed. There was nothing new. I was sitting here.
Okay.
He went and did his work over there.
Okay.
He went and did his work on the side over there. He went all over. He came over and had a conversation with me, and for some time. So explaining, this is, there's no problem, and he got in his car. He drove around again. He left. He came back. He drove. He sat there, and then he left. Now, that's not what's occurring here. Now it's like all of you guys are here. Now you got all these trucks. It's making it sound like it comes off as it's like this is a services not sweep kind of nonsense that you kind of justify to come and attack an unhoused person. That's what it looks like. But it's being with the subterfuge that you guys are coming with a service request. That's what it looks like. But that's honestly, maybe it's Tia Strozer, maybe whoever. I don't care. But the bottom line, you guys are here.
Is it okay if I talk?
Okay, go ahead.
So you understand this is what you're perceiving, and that's why you're asking questions, right?
Exactly. Because I wouldn't bother you. Why would I bother park rangers for no reason at all? If you came in and minded your business and it, it would have been that. It would have been the end of it. Like all the other park rangers, when they seen my stuff and I said or they came to harass, I've had this on recording. But it's reasonable to understand if, as an unhoused person, if you constantly have communication with police officers that harass you, with park rangers that harass you, with BID harassing you, that you would be defensive. That is not being paranoid. That is not being mentally ill. That's not being aggressive. That is a common human response. Point blank, period. That's what I take issue with when you guys say that or twist it to make it sound like I'm just this explosive individual. I have legitimate reasons to know that this is not a isolated incident.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like this is like amounting to something else?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Most certainly it is.
Okay, and I'm telling you it's not, but you have reason to believe it is.
Yes, I do.
That's why you're upset.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, all right, like, I'm here because we had what's called a service request, all right, and that does come from the Department of Recreation and Parks, and it's approved, all right. That means people that came here already, all right, homeless resources, all right, come in to talk to you. If you're mentally ill, we offer, mental health professionals to come talk with you, okay. And that's another reason why I wanted to verify if you had a history of mental illness. We can have, I can give you some papers.
That was all Tia Strozer's doing. Tia Strozer tried to use the Unified Homeless Response Center to run me out of the park because Ricardo Flores was having an event. So this was all calculated because of the fact that there is an ongoing harassment situation going on, and they're using this as a reason to make it sound like I'm just mentally disturbed gentleman that's sitting at the park all day. I'm around kids, and and they're trying to create a sinister portrait of me. So this is not just, a haphazard service request. That is the deeper issue that is going on. That is why when you guys show up, I'm always on guard. And the person that is partly responsible for it, if you take once your gaze over to the individual that's sitting over there with her boyfriend, is one of the people that is responsible for it with George Yu. That person is an Alpine Recreation employee who has been disciplined, was supposed to be disciplined for her stalking my social media accounts, and then calling out, making very salacious accusations. So that is not an accident that all of a sudden she's standing over to the side, waiting over here, standing here, watching you over here and approach me. Why now?
Well, I'm only here because we're talking.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I don't dispute that.
Okay.
I don't dispute that. Okay. But the fact of the matter is a larger issue. I am not mentally ill. I don't suffer from delusions of grandeur. I don't have any of those things. Okay. We've communicated on for over 20 minutes now. Okay. I am not on any kind of drugs. I am just as intelligent and just as sane as everybody else. And I'm telling you that as a citizen, I have the right to be in a public park without harassment, just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. There's no reason, just because people have opinions or feelings that they have in meetings. That's just their opinions and their feelings. But when they act on it and use and weaponize you guys to come after me, that's where I have a problem.
Okay. Now, do you understand parks have rules?
All right, I understand that.
So one of the rules in parks is the bulky item, all right, and that is a law, all right. It's 6344 26 subsection C. It's a prohibition against bringing or having bulky items in the park.
Right.
Okay, so that's just a regulation. Okay, I couldn't tell if this was a bulky item from where I was standing. All right. And
okay.
I simply asked if that was yours, and that's what had our conversation.
Okay.
Okay. This wasn't targeted towards you. These are my partners. They're here to watch my back.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, we are an exempt. Okay. So we are allowed to drive on the lawn. All right. So we did drive on the lawn.
Right.
And again, that was to back me up.
Right.
That was not any kind of.
But do you realize how that looks aggressive, though, right? Because last time they drove all the way up onto the curb, always here, and then too at the time when they did approach, and you don't have to make my word for it. I please challenge anything I'm saying. Go on these emails, go on the account, look on the YouTube.
Okay.
You will see what I see. So when I say these things, it's not paranoia. It's not paranoia.
See how far the vehicle is?
Yeah, I see it now.
Where you are?
I see.
How much distance do you estimate that to be?
I would have to say at least 10 feet.
You're saying that vehicle is 10 feet away?
Maybe. I'm not sure, but I know.
How's your eyesight, sir?
It's not that great, so.
I mean, you mind if I ask how far you think that vehicle is away? Right. Would you say it's at least? To me, that looks almost 200 feet away. But what would you say? Maybe 200 feet. Okay, and I think maybe we might be 10 feet away. All right. So that obviously looks a lot farther than 10 feet in my opinion. But them parking, we'll just say over 100 feet. All right. Over 100 feet away, I feel is, and again, they're a lot closer to other cases in the park than you. To me, that doesn't seem intimidating.
Well, in your opinion, that's correct. If you feel that you haven't been harassed and constantly have this same kind of behavior before, because here's the thing: police come here several times, and I can speak from my own personal experience. I've seen 13 cops come.
Sure.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they have never parked up on the. They've never parked up on the park. They came with guns and things. I see the sanitation crews here. They have their cars there. I've seen the police park, maybe drive there. They park there. They park there. When they came in to arrest the young lady a couple of days ago, they were parked on the side of it. So when you guys come up, whether it's 100 feet, 200 feet, 5,000 feet long, if it comes on the grass, it automatically, and when you guys jump out, it automatically triggers people to think that there is something serious going on. Look around you. Look how they're looking at you guys. You guys think you guys are non-threatening. I've been in this community for over 15 years, and they are looking at you guys and as suspiciously. And you might not, you might think, well, I'm just not harmless. I'm not doing anything. But when you do those actions, when you guys, and they've seen the nastier side of your office and the nastier side of police harassing me, they are understandably can be suspicious. When you leave, they're going to ask me, what's going on? Am I okay?
Okay, if I may.
No.
What I'm looking at right now is some senior citizens playing a card game.
Yes.
Nobody looking in our direction.
They were looking at you a few minutes ago. They were just looking at you.
I see maybe a program.
Yes, that's my kung fu colleague there. He's been
really?
watching you.
Oh, okay. So then there's like a kung fu program.
Yeah, well, I teach martial arts out here as well. So
I just don't see other people feeling threatened. Now again, I'm talking to you because you direct.
That's because they're not threatened because you're not approaching them. What they are is they are concerned, and I can assure you, when you leave, they will say something to me, because they always do. Are you okay? Or they'll let me know. Like, for example, when you guys have been intensifying harassing, go ahead. That it's, are you okay? What's going on? That's issue is an issue.
Okay. So, but anyhow, so I'm just trying to show you what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah,
okay?
I understand.
And it seems like you're seeing something different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that. So I don't actually agree with your perception of what's going on now.
This is America. You can have every opinion.
But again, I am listening to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, if I may, I'm just continuing what's called the investigation of what I believe is a bulky item.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you're saying this all belongs to the
park.
The park.
Right.
So if it belongs to the park, it belongs to the park.
Okay.
You're saying this is yours.
Exactly.
All right. In my opinion, this doesn't meet the criteria of a bulky item.
Oh.